I got to figure out how to end the Facebook thing.
Good morning.
Andy, it looks like it's sunnier in Indiana than San Diego.
It's actually cloudy, but that's okay. Yep.
Elise, did I say that right? Is it Elise?
Elise, yep. Good morning.
Elise, I know you're world famous. I remember you from a million years ago and your success. It's such a blessing to have you here.
Thank you.
A little nervous.
Oh, please.
And if you don't mind sharing, I mean, I know you're rocking a business right now. And by the way, for everybody that's jumping on here, the Tuesday and Saturday morning calls are my paid training calls. And if you're here, you were invited or you're part of that membership for World Changers. And at least on Tuesday, Saturday, obviously we have team calls and you have your team calls, but these are generic calls, which means there's a lot of amazing leaders from different companies, brand new people, six-figure earners and beyond. So a lot of great people that are here, but try to do your best when you have questions or coaching that it's generic. What I mean by that is just don't mention your company name or specifics, like real detail about your product. And you can get creative, and we're gonna have some fun right now. We're gonna go through, we're gonna really drill. In fact, let me make sure, the Facebook thing's not working. One day it'll work perfectly every time. Because I don't wanna go live on my personal page. That's where, give me 1 second. So let's do this real quick. Again, is Amy here? Let me see if Amy's here. I see Patty. Good to see you, Patty. Who else do we got? Oh, a lot of people on video. Amy's there. I see Amy. I see Sonia in the light. Good to see Sonia. Patty, where are you guys from? Sonia, where are you guys from? Real quick. I hear big dog. Hi, Amy.
Hi.
Is your family on a microwave lockdown yet or no?
Not yet. We're
I'm
still
just
using
messing.
we're going strong.
We're going strong. That was the funniest video ever.
Hey, Tom, I'm from Central Illinois. It's Patty.
Hey, Patty. Great to see you. Right on. Welcome. Welcome to the call. All right. My thing is not working. And maybe it's going to be live on my Facebook wall. All right, let's just get rocking and rolling. You guys are on time, and I want to welcome you. Hey, Christine, Brock, my little sister. All right, so I've got an incredible leader here as well that's going to be helping you, answering questions. Also, I want to interview her a little bit of what is she doing, because there's the thing that many, and let me go ahead and hit mute for everybody just so we're crystal clear, and then we're going to get rocking and rolling. Yes, man, those are nice doors, Amy.
Aren't they?
It's beautiful. It's like you got those in Mexico or something.
Yeah. They're part microwave, part microwavable.
Yeah. Okay. It's okay. We gotta tell a story really fast. We were at a conference with Amy and her family, and just talking to her husband. I mean, Amy and her husband, and meeting her for the first time in person. And we were just, I don't know how it came up. We were talking about how our family doesn't use the microwave. And it was just funny. She sent me a video on how, anyway, it was funny.
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and get rock and rolling. I'm going to mute everybody. And Amy, if you want to unmute or just make sure you can toggle back and forth, that would be awesome. All right. So many years ago, I came to I've been doing this industry for about 15 years. And then I hit a breaking point in my career where I'm like, I just want to be the simplest, most duplicatable person I possibly can. And it was a really hard transition for me because I've been preparing for many, many years on how to be a professional speaker, how to enunciate my voice, went to Toastmasters, went through all this kind of presentation skill training, sales type training, my first 10 plus 15, almost 15 years in this industry. And what I did is I became really good at, I guess, selling or sharing or convincing or explaining. And then I went, and then I had but I didn't have much duplication because I was very good at informing, explaining, selling, and I would just drive my point home. Primarily, I was the one talking, convincing, and the prospect, whether I was talking about the product or business, didn't talk much. It was just the way that I kind of grew up, and it still worked to a point, and I still recruited people because of sheer volume and sheer energy that I had in my 20s and early 30s doing this. And then I reached a breaking point where we had a huge challenge financially. The company we were with went out of business. We always overspent financially. So we were at a point where we're like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? And I woke up, come out of a year of depression. I said, for 1 year, I'm going to see what it looks like to be the simplest. And I'm going to say this in my own mind. You probably heard this, but I want to be the dumbest guy on my team. And I don't mean that literally, like I'm going to be a dumb guy, but I literally just wanted to be the person that everybody looked at and go, oh my gosh, if Tom can do it, I can do it. I didn't want to be the man anymore. I didn't want to be the super driver, like I'm so great. And I wanted to be the person that people go, oh my gosh, if Tom can do it, I can do it. So I literally just focused on how can I help people duplicate the most on my team? And what do they really need to know that makes all the difference in the world? It's the major focus. And that's how to invite people to a presentation about product or business and follow up and enroll. And I know it's like a broken record when you hear my training, but that's the basics. And doing that, and I said for 1 year, my mentor really challenged me. For 1 year, I said, I'm going to do my best. Like Michael Phelps was the greatest swimmer at the time. Tiger Woods was the greatest golfer at that time. Michael Jordan used to be the greatest basketball player. So I said, for 1 year, if they can do that, why can't I just do my best that God created me? God created me in the image of him. He created me for a spirit of excellence. He created me to not have a spirit of fear. And for 1 year, I'm going to drink my Starbucks. Just kidding. For 1 year, I'm going to just see what it feels like to treat this like it's my sport again, to treat it like my purpose in life. And what happened is it actually became, based on reading the book Purpose Driven Life, and it talked about your purpose could be in business. Your purpose could be where you're planted. And I realized that I was planted in network marketing, and that was what my calling was. And it's not network marketing, it's to build teams of human beings that transform their life. And when I really realized that, and it really hit me, I said, okay, how do I help people the most? Teach them to do most people that are attracted to our industry. Let me just tell you about many of you, not all of you, but many of the people on your team. They're the kind of people who, maybe they don't want to run a company, or they're not at that kind of CEO brain where they can run all the 1,000 pieces of a traditional business and do the sales. Maybe people that, I'm not saying you particularly, but I'll just say me and many people, they can be distractible, but they're really good at people, or they want to become good at people, and they have a dream and a desire. So they join our industry. And they try to do too many things at the same time, because we're the only industry in the world that I know of that is so simple it almost doesn't make sense for new people, especially if they come from corporate background. It's so simple that sometimes it almost doesn't feel right, that all you have to really do to make a six-figure income, at least the bulk of the 3 steps. There's many other steps in every niche, including ours. There's many other things that we have to do other than 3 steps. But the 3 steps, and I wanted to really drive this home because Kim and I are about to go on a wave that we've never gone on before. And I'm just thinking, what would we really do right now in this attraction marketing age, social media age? We know how to do, in 2017, 18, we did over 500,000 in Facebook ads. We have massive click funnels. We do all this high level blogging, branding, podcasting. We do all that kind of stuff. We know how to do it. So what would we do right now if our life depended and our family depended on building a championship team with you, let's say, as an example? Or what should you do? And that is be the most duplicatable, simple process that builds the biggest, strongest, sustainable teams, which is just inviting people to a system or a message and then following up and enrolling. And right there is what you need to do 70% of the time, period. And right there is the number one thing that alleviates stress, pressure, depression, and it puts you if you can stay there, it puts you in a bubble of blocking out the number one reason that that system fails. Because the system doesn't fail. It's us humans that break it, right? We break it because we step out of that zone of 70%, or even, look, if any of you get to 50%, you most likely will be up and coming, or maybe you're the top producer in your company, just by the sheer simplicity of the numbers. And of course, so let me just stay focused and I'll come to that one. So if you can stay in that zone, and the only thing that penetrates is emotion, I'll just say for me, February was an emotional, even me, a little hypocritical for me. I got a little bit sidetracked with, I mean, and it wasn't, I've never, in 25 years, I've never had such an excess of a fire hose. And I'm thinking, okay, this is an exceptionally interesting thing that's going on, right? With all these people coming in and all this just different situations across the board that usually aren't necessarily always connected. But anyways, I'm getting off on a sidetrack. But the point is that I know the number one thing that I'm supposed to do is stay in that zone, because you're going to have a lot of situations that want to hit that thing, that want to break your duplication cycle. Because if you can invite, share, follow up, and enroll people, you can do the most authentic thing in the world for your new people. You can do the best thing if you want to help transform lives. You can authentically look them in the eye and just say, copy me, copy what I did the last 30, 60, 90, 120 days, and just do what I did. And then the process right now, listen, and I'm going to use my Texas or Arkansas. Listen, y'all, we're in the world where it is the best time in the history of network marketing to be doing this. We're in the best time, almost to the point where people don't need to develop their skill as much as I used to teach. You don't need to be that much of a guru. And that's why so many people that are brand new to this industry are succeeding if you can follow the process. So I'm going to go through with Amy a little bit, and we're going to talk through, because do you know the 3 steps? And the 3 steps are applicable. I've tried to break it. I've had tens of thousands of people in our industry from multiple companies try to break it. It's not breakable. It's the plan that the church uses. I stole the 3 steps from church. You invite people to church and make a disciple and then duplicate, or something like that. Really, really simple. So, and then here's the cool thing. How you invite is always very simple, and we'll go through that. Where you send them to, it doesn't matter as much as you think. It doesn't matter where you send them to. Some of you do home presentations still. It still works beautifully. Some people do one-on-one. Some people do sending them to Facebook ATM systems, which is my favorite right now. It's the simplest process that I see in network marketing right now is using the ATM system. And again, it doesn't mean the other processes don't work. I have a lot of friends that are crushing it using different systems. It's just really nice, especially in this world, especially what's happening in the United States, that we have that ability to not have to redirect whatsoever. In fact, we had a big tour in Florida, a local presentations that we were doing in Florida in 2 weeks. It got canceled, obviously. And what's really cool is I don't think it's going to affect us one bit of duplication. We just prolong it for a month or 2 months later, whenever, because we can still invite people from social media or warm market to a Facebook group. Hey, Kim, are you here, by the way, beautiful? Kim, are you here, sweetie? If you are, can you please turn the heater off? She likes to sweat me out in my office here. So inviting people to the Facebook group and following up and enroll. So we're going to break that down right now, because I want to make sure by the time we're off this call, you know what to do. Okay, you all know what to do, and you could follow a simple process in how to do that, and you can become much more duplicatable no matter what company you're in and no matter what product you're in. Okay, so and the reason I asked Amy to be on here is because she's doing extremely well. Amy is someone who's already made multiple 6 figures in her business, doing it other ways as well, before we even had these systems of ATM in our industry. And now she's using the ATM system a little bit more, and her volume, her recruiting, her team recruiting, her leadership, it's just going like this. And I'm just watching it going, holy cow, Amy, because she's just following the process. And we're so proud of her for what she's been doing. It's been amazing. So Amy, first off, I want to say hi. Thank you for being here.
Hey, thanks for asking.
And I know I asked you about 20 days ago to be on here. So thank you for being ready.
Yep.
About 20 minutes ago.
Uh-huh.
So Amy, real quick, can you just share real quick, what is the process that you're doing now and why is it so duplicatable? Just kind of share real quick the pieces of what you're doing.
I mean, I just, like you said, I've been in another business where there's not been a system. And I really think that a system is so key. And so, if you're not doing the ATM or if you're trying to figure out something, if your team isn't duplicating, creating a system is so key, because it is something that everybody can duplicate down. And just like what Tom said, keeping it simple. And so that's just exactly what I'm doing. I've just been coachable. I've just been following the process. Like with my other company, I didn't have that. And so I was always felt like I was throwing spaghetti at a wall, trying to figure it all out. And then my downline maybe not do the same thing. So we're all kind of doing something different. And so that's one thing I really liked when I got involved in my business, is because of the system. So I'm just following it and just doing exactly as Tom said. Every day I'm reaching out, I'm talking to people, cold market. Most of mine are a lot of cold market people.
Wow.
Reaching out and asking them if they are open to hearing more about what I'm doing. And if they say yes, I'm adding them to a group, and then I'm tagging them in some videos and then following up every day.
So good. Give me kind of just a quick rough thing of what you say, because it's so darn simple. You don't even need a script book anymore, really.
Yeah, and that's what's, I think, so hard. And I think that's the biggest thing with people is language. I think people don't know what to say and they get scared.
Okay.
And I just think that if you can be you, what I'm going to say is going to be totally something different than Tom says.
Okay.
And because I'm really just being me. And so some people know I'm in my other business. And so I'll say, I'm still doing this, but I'm adding to. Most people, like I said, are my cold market people. So and I voice text everything. I think it's way faster. Sometimes I will text, but most times I will voice. And I basically just kind of reach out and just be like, I'm super glad I'm friending people every day, new people every day. And then I will not send them a message until they friend me back. And I might go and comment on a couple of their things. And either that day or the next day or next couple of days, I'll reach out and kind of tell them, introduce myself. And I just always say, hey, Amy, I'm super excited to connect. I live here in Little Rock, Arkansas with my husband and 5 kids, and I'm an entrepreneur. And the reason I reached out to you is because I saw what you do, and I just thought I just joined this kind of company, and it's kind of hard to say it when I'm not mentioning a company name.
Yeah.
And I just thought, because this is in your wheelhouse, I thought that this might be something that you may be interested in. And I'm looking for people to pioneer the way with me on this up and coming business. Would you be open to hearing a little bit more? I mean, pretty much keeping it that simple. But I always introduce myself because I am a cold market person and they don't know me. And so I feel like that gives a little bit of instead of it just kind of being a little spammy, like, hey, I'm an entrepreneur, I tell them why I reached out to them and who I am. And it really, I get a lot of feedback. Now, there's a lot of people that ignore me and ghost me and all that stuff, but I really do get a bunch of feedback just from cold market because of how I approach it.
I love that. And you know what I got from you, Amy, is why you're calling him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you said who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And how.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Is there something else that you're?
That's pretty much it. I'll just always introduce myself, tell them where I live, tell them I'm a mom of 5 kids, and tell them I'm an entrepreneur. And the reason I'm reaching out to them is because they are in that same type of industry, or I see that they're a business woman, or I see that I have 4 boys. And so I always like to friend a bunch of people that are boy mamas, because I feel like that's a common interest. And so I'll even say, I friended you because I see you're a boy mama and I am too. And I just want to let you know what I'm doing, and I'm looking for people like yourself to pioneer the way with me on my business, and it's just getting started, and would you be open to taking a look?
That's awesome. And the big pressure close, it sounds like that Amy uses is, are you open?
Yeah.
It's-
I've learned, don't say, are you interested? It makes them feel like they're like on the spot. So you're not assuming anything. Heck, I mean, it's just so funny that I'm on this call. Yesterday, I messaged someone for the first time yesterday morning about, I don't know, 9 o'clock. I was doing my IPA, which is income producing activity. And I reached out to her and I signed her last night at our top kit. And I just met her yesterday, and I just messaged her for the first time yesterday. And
For how much?
that
What's
was
your top? Tell everybody what your top kit is.
$9.99.
$1,000.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know her from Adam. Do not know her. But I even asked her. I said, because I was kind of doing a little bit of training with her just even last night. And I said, did I come across like weird and like assuming when I messaged you? And she's like, not at all. I said, it's totally in your posture and your language on how you approach people. And you just need to be you, because, some person that's not been an entrepreneur, they're not going to say I'm an entrepreneur. But, you can just say, that's why the language is just going to be so different. If it's a warm market person, you're not going to really have to do that introduction.
Yeah.
So it just, it just depends on who you are and who you're reaching out to, and just knowing your audience. And I'm just going for the gusto. I mean, I am just reaching out to anyone and everyone. I mean, if they say no to me, they say no, or if they ignore me, they ignore me. I just keep going.
That's so good. You guys need to write down. She's dropping some major bullets right now, nuggets. Because I notice a lot of you doing the ATM process that Amy's doing. A lot of you, because I hear it as a coach in all the different companies. And some of you are not succeeding at it. Many of you may not be succeeding at it. I promise you, it's exactly what Amy just said. Why could be the biggest root cause of that. It's the posture of how you're doing it. It's the language of how you're doing it. And again, the language doesn't have to be perfect. The whole bottom line of what Amy just said, if you all caught that, was just share why you're calling him. Hey, I'm calling you because who you are. Hey, I'm a mom, a single mom, a mom of boys, a mom of girls, and whatever. I'm a mom here, homeschooler in Arkansas or Texas or wherever. And then how you reach out to them is by saying, hey, are you open to blank? Are you open to learning how to get toxins out of your home? Are you open to learning about amazing athletic leisure? Are you open to travel? Are you open, whatever it is that you share? So it's posture, language, and then I'm going to add, which I know she agrees with as well, is the mindset. Because if you think you are bugging or stalking or spamming, you are. If you think you are, you are. If you think you're not, you're not. You're becoming. I think I genuinely, literally can change the life of a human by reaching out to them. And also, I think that we're going to be best friends. I'm not reaching out to you to sell you or recruit you only. Of course I am. But I also want the chance to potentially hang out with you in Puerto Vallarta in 3 months and become best friends like I am with Amy and her crazy husband, Dave, who's going to take me on a golfing excursion. Okay, that was a joke, Amy. Your husband's not crazy. I'm the crazy one. But
No, we're all crazy.
I know who David is now. I know who Amy is because someone prospected her in the cold market. Now she's a world changer, right? Does that make sense? My wedding, Kim and I's wedding, was 80, because I grew up in Ohio. All my family and friends were in Ohio. We had no family and friends here, Kim and I, except her her family a little bit. My whole family was cold market people. I prospected in network marketing. So I don't think I'm cold prospecting people. I am truly looking for my like-minded, like in common kind of a person that I can do life with. Great stuff, Amy. Thank you.
Yeah.
So Amy, talk to me about, okay, so what you do is you invite them to the Facebook group, you tag them to a message, and then are you using the 3-way chat message? Are you setting up a Facebook message group with them or no?
Mm-mm.
Ooh, you've heard of that or no? Not yet.
Yeah, I just think I start getting a little bit crazy with all the messages. I think you just kind of got to do what works for you. Now, if I do know it does work, and I just haven't gotten in maybe that routine of that yet. And I probably need to work on that a little bit more, but I think that it's so hard to kind of keep up with just everybody I'm reaching out to, and then the follow-ups, and then, okay, who needs this? And I just start getting a little bit overwhelmed. So I probably should start implementing that a little bit more.
Yeah, I sometimes I forget too, or I just kind of put it on the back burner. But I noticed when I do a three-way chat with someone like this, and let me do something while y'all are here real quick, because this is actually really.
Angel's here too, and I want to share about that too.
Oh, Angel, yes. Hey, before I do that, because I wanted to ping off Amy and Angel together today. Angel has been either one or two, for sure, top 3 enrollers in one of the fastest growing companies in the world right now, with Amy and a few others. So I want
Angel.
Gosh, Angel, kill me later. I want Angel to share as well. So ping off that. So Angel, go ahead and do that while I'm connecting to something real quick.
Okay, kind of like you, Amy. First of all, thank you for sharing that. I'm like writing down nuggets from you. I learn from you every time you speak. So thank you for sharing that. Okay, hold on one, sweetie. Okay, I'm on a call. Sorry, I know, perfect timing. I'm like, the whole time she hasn't talked, and now it's like she's talking. But no, what I was gonna say with Amy, I was kind of the same with you as far as like so busy with catching up with all of the messages I'm sending out, and then obviously my team growing super fast and helping them out. But what I can say is we just started implementing the 3-way messenger, I would say 2 weeks ago, and it is working so good. I mean, especially for like your team members that are newer in the industry, and then adding you to the 3-way message with their prospect. We've had people sign up where I haven't even got on the phone call with them, just using that 3-way messenger and doing voice memos back and forth and edifying each other. It's just like when you tell your kid to do something and they won't do it, but then their aunt tells them to do something and they do it. It's kind of just that third-party validation. And I think they just want to hear it from another person. And then obviously we bring our own energy to it, right? Our own energy. And you have such an amazing posture that I think it really would benefit to start that. But I get what you're saying. It's hard once you're in the midst of it all. And I'm not saying we do it every single day, but I would say the hot molecules, what we call them, right? The ones that are like interested and they just have a few questions, and just to, like Tom trained on yesterday, just those simple little answers like make all the difference. So I would
I may be reaching out to you to see exactly how y'all go about that, because I'm all about learning. And I think that once you, like when it's not like part of your everyday life, you kind of don't know how to implement it. But once you kind of get going, you see it working, it becomes a priority. So I'm going to find out exactly how y'all do that. Because
when Tom was asking me about that, I was like, oh my gosh, that seems overwhelming. Like I already have all these other messages, but actually it does help, especially the people that are coming on board that are newer, that have not been in network marketing or don't know how to use social media or are scared to get people on the phone. It kind of puts that barrier there to where people don't have to get on the phone now. Now you can just do voice memo, kind of thing. So
yeah, and I love that. And I'll tell you, that's one thing that, obviously that third-party validation is so huge. God, we could spend all day long on the phone and just having calls, and the phone calls can end up going like so long, and you're like, okay, I don't have time to do this every day. And so I think I'm not saying that you can't be on the phone with people, but phone call, people are asking, they keep asking, and it can, when you've got a family and you've got other things going on, so I think that's would be really smart to kind of start implementing for sure.
It's so true, because then people are more inclined, I think, to ask the questions because they don't feel like they have to get on the phone, right?
Yep.
And then for us busy builders and busy moms, like we don't have the time either to spend, like you said, and we're telling people that they can do this in the small pockets of their day, not if you're on phone calls for 3 hours, right?
Yeah.
So it's so true.
Yeah.
So I would say if anyone's on the verge of trying that out, I would try it out because it's actually helping a lot. Yeah.
So good.
Awesome.
I'd like to go through the real quick logistic steps of that, and then I want Kim's my boss, who's my wife, because she's just so amazing and kicking major booty in her business. She says have Angel expand on that. So I'm going to have you expand on that here a little bit more detail and go deeper with you on that, what you're doing, Angel. But before I do that, so watch this, everybody. Can you see my screen, Angel?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm click on this button right here, this lightning bolt, which is my inbox. Oh, and Kim knows how to do this. Kim actually, oh, what is it? Command. Anybody have an Apple? How do I make this big, honey? Anyways, I can make this a separate window, but Kim's not here to show me how to do it. All right. It's a whole new separate window that Kim does, but I'm going to click on new group right here. Okay. So I'm actually I'm not creating a Facebook group. I'm creating a new Messenger Facebook group. And I'm prospecting a girl right now named, and don't you guys reach out to her because she's amazing and she's my friend. I'm just kidding. I've lost so many people to my other friends. All right, here we go. So I'm going to put in Tracy. Okay. And I call it this. So I name the group. And based on her personality and mine, I'm going to say Rockstar Support Team. Okay. So this is Tracy's Rockstar Support Team. So I'm going to add Kim and I'm going to add Tracy in here. Tracy, I think it's L. David right there. Boom. So I'm going to add Tracy right here to this group. And boom. So now she's going to get a notification right now. Kim's going to get a notification right now. So the power of this, as you get bigger, is I'm leveraging Kim, who's an upline, let's just say, and I might even leverage some people on my team so we can all work together, even cross line, or maybe one or two people in my team that just enrolled. So I might enroll someone from last week so we can all leverage each other and help each other out. And so when Tracy has a quick question, I can either answer that question if it's really quick to keep the flow going of the ATM and the follow-up process. For Kim and I know there's two ways to do this, and I'd love Angel's and Amy's opinion. There's two ways to do this, okay? If you have posture, you have momentum, you have a little bit of credibility or influence factor, and meaning people like you, they trust you because they just get to see you on social and they feel your confidence and posture. If you have that, you can get away with more texting back and forth. You can get away with answering questions back and forth on audio. In fact, there are people in our industry right now that the only reason why they're doing this industry is because they can succeed finally, like never before, using that method without being on the phone call. Now, my personal opinion, even though it works, and even though it attracts certain people that are a little bit more shyer in the beginning or don't want to be on the phone, and we love those people, we're glad that we have that option now for people that are afraid to get on the phone right now or aren't ready for the phone right now or whatever the reason is. Okay, they're with screaming kids in the background, they can't get on the phone. It does work, but you do have to connect with significantly more numbers that way. For me and Kim, we still love to hear the heartbeat of the human. We love to see a Zoom if we can, if the prospect's open to it, or at least a phone call. So when they're starting to get going with questions in here, like if Tracy starts asking questions, then I might answer it really quick if it's simple and short. Or I say, hey, oh my gosh, great question. Hey, do you have a few minutes right now? And then we do still like to get on a phone or on a Zoom call with them. And here's how the difference between me and other people, I think, I set my time for 12 minutes. Like I literally act or I make sure I have an appointment in 12 minutes from now. So I have to put it on my calendar, it dings. So I literally have 10, maybe 15 minutes with that prospect, because what I've learned after enrolling hundreds every single year, consistently for years, I love to enroll. I know the dynamic and psychology of enrollment. I've learned that in not all situations, not all, but many situations, when you start feeding someone, when they ask you a question and you answer it, they can become like the Cookie Monster in the fact that once you give them one cookie of an answer, they get hungrier and they want another one and they get hungrier. And the more sometimes you get on that road for 45 minutes, there'll be one thing that you said that you didn't know the longer you're on the phone that triggered, oh, that doesn't sound like something I want to do. Like if they say, well, how do you find your prospects? Well, what I do is I'm on Instagram, and they may hate Instagram, but they won't tell you that that scares them, but you triggered you mistakenly, or I don't know. So I learned to keep things really short and tight when it comes to being on that phone call, because I want to be simple, short, and duplicatable and not go too long with being on the phone. And again, there's always exceptions to this rule, by the way. My wife has great success being on 30-minute phone calls. It just drives me crazy, right? she's on 30 plus minutes and it works for her. She's more of a, and again, if you're really more of a nurturer like Kim, it works. And she's obviously built a gigantic business from it. But with that said, it can get, I like to be consistent over many months and years with just getting in a rhythm of doing the same thing. And that's why I don't want to be on the phone for multiple people, long periods of time, all day long. So I do, if I do get on the phone, it's very short. For me, again, you do you, how it works for you. All right, with that said, Angel, can you expand on, I'm not sure what Kim wanted me to expand on, but can you maybe break down the process a little bit more of what you do?
Yeah, so basically, like if someone, let's say I have Leanne, she's on the call right now, I see, and you know, she reached out to me and she added me in a messenger with her friend Mary. Now she knows Mary, I don't know Mary, right? But she knows Mary's background and how she's very like-minded like all of us, and she feels that obviously I would be a good match to obviously talk to and edify and share my testimony, my story of why I got into this business. And so you just, obviously you want to connect people that you think are like-minded too, I believe is really good. And then obviously a leader, right? Someone that's been in longer and someone knows that all that stuff. And so it's kind of crazy because I love this because Mary, like literally all she wanted to know was this God aligned. Like, I was just like, what? Like, I mean, for me as a Christian, it was just like very beautiful. And she wanted to know that the people were real and that the owners were real and that the vision of where we're going is out of integrity, you know, and stuff like that. And obviously Leanne had just started. So she believed in my story and my faith and that I met the owners. And so she connected us so that I could validate our owners and where we're going and the vision and integrity of this company. And then sure enough, it was just like within that night, she was signed up. So it's just getting people to feel, what's the word, that they're safe here or that they're welcomed here, or, you know, if they have questions and maybe like for me and Amy, our posture might be a little bit different than the other person that's bringing on their prospect. And maybe we talk with more passion and maybe that person feels it more. It's just a good way to bridge the gap basically between, you know, a newbie and a leader. And obviously it's just having that third party validation. I think every time it helps. Anything you can do, it helps.
Yeah. So,
Hey, I've got a question, Angel.
Yeah.
Do y'all ask the prospect if they're okay with you putting them on a messenger feed, or do you just automatically, she's on a feed with you and Mary or whatever?
Yeah. So sometimes we'll ask, sometimes we don't. Sometimes we just say, hey, and you just say, hey, I'm going to introduce you to, or I'm going to put you in this 3-way message with my leader. And sometimes they don't, you know, so it just,
and
I
then
guess
when
it
you
just
get
depends
on
on the person.
there, then when you get them on there, does Mary go, hey, so-and-so, this is Angel, my leader, and answer any questions, you know, ask any questions you have on here? Is that kind of how the introduction starts?
Yeah. So basically Leanne edified me, right, of who I
Okay.
am. And then Leanne edified Mary, who she was. And then she said, you know, Mary, Angel's here to answer any questions you have. We're all here to support you. You know, use this thread as, you know, way to communicate back and forth and getting your questions answered and stuff like that.
so good.
Gotcha.
Angel, I've been
Awesome.
meaning to ask you another question. Angel does something that she hasn't taught on, but she's been doing, and I want to see if anybody knows what Angel does extremely well. Can anybody guess? It's one word. It's one word. You could use, it's literally, you could say one word, but what is one thing, if you could guess, that I've been noticing, if you've been on Angel's trainings lately, what does she do really well every time she jumps on? Anybody know?
She edifies someone.
Bam. Bam. Annie Kim said that, and Amy, yes. She edifies. Sandy said, so I don't know, she edified Amy. She edifies me. She'll edify a system. She'll edify the whatever. I know it sounds so simple, everybody, but trust me, it literally, I could not edify my upline or the trainer or jumping in at the top pack. Like, I edify the top pack. I edify training. I'll edify a person because it changes the dynamic for the prospect or all of you that are looking to learn. It makes you want to listen to the person that's being edified 10 times more. So edification of your upline of coming to your convention is a whole nother training that we need to do. But I just want to put a shout out to you. When you listen to Angel train or speak, watch how she edifies, because it's golden in our industry.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. But that's what I'm saying too, when you do that 3-way messenger and people start edifying you and then you edify them, it just brings a validation to everyone.
Yeah. Kim and I do that. So we'll do a 3-way and I'll be like, hey, my wife, and I'll edify the heck out of her or whoever we do the 3-way with, the 3-way message with.
Hey, Tom, I have a question. This is Christine. The thing that I'm most curious about is the transition from the either phone call or 3-way chat to whatever, it's the 12-minute phone call or whatever the case may be, that transition from answering questions and then getting them to answer them enough. How do you get them to enroll? Like, what's that transition look like? Because, okay, you answered 12 minutes worth of questions, then what do you do? Like, how do you get them to quit their questioning? And yeah, the transition from the 3-way chat into enrollment. That's the question I have.
Got it. Oh, that's an extremely good question. So when you structure the call and answer the questions, and you actually, the key is not to avoid questions. I don't avoid questions. I answer them sufficiently, okay? But I don't expand like most people think they have to. I don't go really deep. And again, depending on the situation and the personality, if they're a real analytical, I might spend a tiny bit more time, or I'll get them a tool or a video that explains what they're asking. So, gosh.
I've got something.
Amy, you do it, and then
Yeah,
I'm gonna
me too.
Go ahead. Go ahead, you both do it. Oh, I love this.
I think that when you can start asking them questions like, so what made you interested to begin with? Or then you can say, so what objections do you have? Or, and just kind of, and then say, so what's holding you back? Like from saying yes today.
Bam.
So like, go ahead and get to the point. Like, you've already answered all their questions. Like, what's holding you back? Like, and so I think that when you do that, you're putting all you're doing is having them answer your question, and then they'll probably go, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, they may be like, I'm fearful of what others may say, or I'm fearful I can't do this, or I'm fearful no one will want to join me, or, and then you can speak to that, and you can say, well, with everything in life, there's a risk. There is a little bit of fear, but why did you get on this call? What made you want to even listen a little bit more? Are you wanting life change? Like, what, just kind of peel back that onion and really get to the root of why they even got on the call with you by asking them questions.
Love it.
Yeah. And as an example of that, like real specific that I've gotten good at over the years, is someone says, well, I'm not really, Amy, I'm just not sure I'm really good at sales. And I'd be like, oh my gosh, thank goodness. Perfect. Because I just got a gal in a couple of weeks ago named Lisa Van Horn, who's one of the top producers, scared to death, never made money in this industry. And she's one of the top producers by just following the system. And it all depends on how coachable you are, how and I'll ask them a question or something around that. And then I'll say, great, welcome aboard. So that's what I do. I don't go down trying to convince them why they don't have to be a salesman for like 10, 15 minutes. That's the difference right there of being on the phone long or short. So you could still answer their questions, but you'll be surprised how fast they'll run out of questions when you keep it so simple and short. The cycle of questions stop, and then you could turn it around like Amy said, which is beautiful, Amy. What do you got? Angel?
Yeah, I was going to say, great job. I was going to say, yes, ask the golden question. Are you ready to get started? Because I really feel some people just need that little push. And I love questions because that means they're interested,
Yeah.
right? So, and some people just need a little bit of stroking and you to answer their little questions. And then they're like, okay, they just need to feel trust. And they just need a little stroking. So I'm not afraid to just be like, you ready to get started? I would love to have you on my team. Let's rock.
Yeah.
And if you just, it's all about posture, and it's all about your energy and your passion of what you're doing. And I believe like when you go into it like that, people are ready to sign up. and they just needed a few questions to kind of just make them feel secure and trusted and all of that. So.
Yeah. And I think too, I know we've talked about this before, but when you kind of say, you know what, I felt the same way. Like, and so I think that when you think, like when I joined, I knew nothing, but look where I am. It's just by showing up every day, and I had to learn, and I had to ask questions, and letting them know that you aren't the professional. You learned along the way, just like they're going to learn along the way, and you're going to coach them to greatness.
Boom. So good.
Hey, I want Amy and Angel. So good. This is Kim, by the way. Can you hear me?
Hi.
Hi.
Hi,
Guys, I'm
beautiful.
like seriously learning from you. But I wanted to jump on and give a very real example of this, just adding them to a group. So Lisa Van Horn was over at our house the other day. She's like, man, this girl, she's so perfect, but she's been hemming and hawing and stalling, and I don't know what to do. So they had been down the road in communication. All she did was start a three-way chat with her, me, and Tom, and we welcomed her. And you know what she did? She started selling us on why this makes sense for her. Like, as she typed out this really long thing, we all, just the act of adding her, and she had heard of us in the industry, and she started selling herself, and we're like, oh, great, welcome aboard. And that was it.
That's awesome.
That's the process of the three-way chat.
So good.
That's awesome.
But in listening to Angel and Amy, being the guru trainer for years makes me realize they're just as good or better than I am. It's such an incredible world. They're amazing. And you guys are awesome. Kim, you're amazing. The one thing that I do that I'm really, really methodical on is I connect. The touch meaning I'm always connecting with people. So by adding them to the three-way chat, and then I'm always just following up. I'm even getting to the point now where we're sending a card. Like if we can, we'll send a quick card. You don't have to do that, but for people that I know I want to work with, I'll send them a quick card. So they get all these different angles, like, oh my gosh, these people are amazing. They're doing this chat, they're messaging me here. And I'll even, on purpose, sometimes I'll text them on their phone as well as their Facebook. So let's do this. Who has a question for Amy or Kim or Angel? This is your chance. It might not be on for a couple of weeks or longer.
This is Christine again. I wanted to ask Amy to one more time go over, because I'm writing it down now, I couldn't before, but one more time to give us her introduction. I really like the flow of it, and particularly for the cold market. I was wondering if you could just one more time do that for us.
Sure, totally. Okay, so I've got to pretend like I'm on a phone call with you or something.
Well, pretend you are. Go for it.
Okay. So like I said, I voice text a lot because I feel like it's easier, and it is cold market. So these people do not know me, like, at all. I've maybe just befriended them yesterday, so they don't know maybe that I even have 5 kids. So that's how cold it is. But this is kind of how I have felt. Like, forever I felt like you have to build rapport. Okay, I've got to friend this person and then wait 3 to 6 months so they can really get to know Amy. And that can really slow your business down. And so what I have realized with the company that I have said yes to just recently, you don't really have to build a long time rapport. And they know I'm messaging them or I'm friending them for a reason. Mm-hmm. And so I feel more comfortable going ahead and just biting the bullet once I friend them, because I'm not just friending them out of the blue for no reason. So when I do friend them, I may go and they accept, because I don't do it until they accept it. I may go to their page and maybe like a couple of things and maybe see a little bit about them and kind of get to know them a little bit and maybe comment. And then I will go immediately and message them. And I'll just say, hey, Amy, super glad to connect with you. My name is Amy White. I live in Little Rock, Arkansas with my husband and my 5 kids, but I'm also an entrepreneur. And then I will just say, I see that you are in X, Y, and Z, like you're into fitness or you're into skincare, or you're into essential oils or whatever. And I'm looking to partner with people like you. Or you can say, I see that you're a boy mama. I have 4 boys And I love to partner with other like-minded mamas or something just simple like that. And then just say, you know, I just started on a brand new business that I'm super excited about. And I thought that this might be something that you would be interested in because of what you're already doing, or you're an entrepreneur, or you're in this industry, or you're a boy mama. Would you at all be open to hearing a little bit more about what this is? And I'll probably go into a little bit more detail, talking about what it is I did join. And then I just say, would you be open to me adding you to a private Facebook group? And I can tag you in some videos so you can see more about what this opportunity is. Super excited. You know, I'm looking to partner with people, or I'm looking for people to pioneer the way with me. And you're someone that I would love to partner with. Just, I know I've kind of changed it up a little bit, but it just kind of changes a little bit.
It's awesome. I wrote it all down. Thank you so much.
You're
So good.
welcome.
And Amy, I'd love to address, there was a question that came in. It's a really good question. And I've kind of changed my stance on this recently. And that's, should you reach out to other network marketers? Okay. Should you reach out to other network marketers? I know this is kind of, in some people, some people, trainers and uplines, their job, their generic trainers and uplines and company owners, their job is to tell you, no, don't ever do that kind of thing. So there is that kind of culture out there that says never, ever do that. And I understand why they do it, because they're trying to protect their business and they want to, let people be in their thing. But we're the only industry in the world that does that. The NFL, they want to recruit the best players from the other team. And look, you're never stealing someone. You're never recruiting someone away from their company. You're only seeing if they're open. And if they're not, they'll either reject you harshly sometimes, rarely, by the way. If they really are a business, if they really are a networker, they know the game. They're not going to be dumb and blast you for asking if you're open, because that's what they do all day long. And I promise you, all the other leaders, the secret in our industry, let me tell you the secret. They're recruiting other people in other companies all day, every day. Don't let the big gurus tell you they're not doing it. Because I'm telling you they are. I did it. And then when I was at my generic trainers, you can't cross recruit. Of course you don't want to cross recruit there, but you build relationships and people find you through the internet and you enroll them a year or 10 years later. Molly Dahlbeck. Molly just partnered with Kim and I. She was in her early 20s when we met, and she went through my coaching, and I met with her, my mentor at her coaching program 15, 17 years ago. I've never worked with her in years, just seeing her through social media. Thank goodness we kept in touch through social media, right? So anyways, so here's what I do. Here's what I've been doing recently is I'll just plant that seed. I'll just plant that seed. Hey, I just want to see if you're open. I know you're rocking a business, but and I just let them know what we're doing, whether the timing is now, whether you want to get some of our product, or whether it's 10 years from now. I want to at least share with you what Kim and I are doing. And is it cool if I at least add you to a Facebook group so you can see our system and see if maybe there's a right fit for another stream of income or whatever it is?
Yeah, I going out. I reach out to other network marketers. I don't in my company I'm in, because it's not ethical. And so do not reach out to people. If you're still in another network marketing company, you just don't do that. I mean, you just don't do that. I don't, at least. I don't feel that it's the right thing. And so I don't reach out to anyone in the company I'm already at. And so I always just kind of reach out to other people in other network marketing companies and other people that have never been in network marketing. But I don't think there's anything wrong with it. And this is the thing. I'm in another network marketing company, and look at me here. And so there was a reason why I said yes, because I was praying and looking for something. Mm-hmm. And so you never know unless you reach out, and you never know who's looking for something. And even if it is a harsh no, this is what I kind of think. What happens if tomorrow their network marketing company goes under? Or what happens if they all of a sudden just everybody on their team quits? But if you are the one that kept that relationship and reached out to them, who are they going to think about? They're going to think about you because you reached out to them. So other network marketers are a great person to have on your team, because they get the system. They understand that they're not going to get upset if they get one no. They know how it works. It also can come with a lot of pain, because sometimes people have passed other things from other companies. So it's just, I don't think that you can go wrong by at least reaching out and asking if they're open. And if they say no, And I even tell them that on my voice text. I'm like, I know you're another entrepreneur. I know that you're in another company. And I'll just say, I know you're in another company, but you know, I will be so honest. I will say sometimes you just never know unless you ask. And I wanted to reach out to you because I don't know your situation, but I just would think it would be so much fun to partner with you. Would you be open? So, I mean, I literally even just say, sometimes you don't know unless you ask. And I just am that open and that honest and real and in myself and just kind of say this, you may or may not be looking for something, but would love to at least ask you if you would be open to this brand new X, Y, and Z.
So good. So good. Alyssa Williams is on here and she's a real experienced builder as well. She said the same thing. You may or may not be interested or the timing right now. So good, Amy. Thank you. Any last one, anybody new want to ask a quick question before we wrap up? We got like 3 minutes left.
Yeah, it's Patty.
Hey, Patty.
So if you're reaching out to people that you know are with another company, would you position it like the company that you're with could be a great complement to what they're currently doing as like a nutrition company with, you know, fitness or whatever with whatever?
Yeah.
You know, it almost doesn't matter. You don't have to analytically think, gosh, what would be the right thing to connect the dots together? You don't overthink that. When you want to cut in line of someone at the Apple store or somewhere and you're late for something, they just need a reason. Hey, can I jump in front of you because? The reason because statistically doesn't matter as much. So yes, it matters, but don't overthink why you're connecting with them. It doesn't matter as much. So if you want to create the story of, hey, the reason why I'm reaching out to you is because I see that you're in fitness and the wellness nutritional space, and I also partner with another company that's non-conflicting in this space, would you be open to taking a look at what we're doing? It's just a reason why you're reaching out to them. It's almost like a good excuse to just do it and to don't overthink it. And if you're thinking that in your heart and it's simple and it's short, do it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, we got time for one more. That was a quickie.
I have a quick question. This is Jerry.
Hey, Jerry.
When y'all are talking about three-way chats, are you talking about three-way chats on the telephone that you're actually talking with each other, or are you talking about three-way chats on Messenger where you're texting everybody back and forth, or are you talking about a live telephone three-way on Messenger?
Yeah, Jerry, it's exclusively the Messenger feature in Facebook. And then we add 2 or 3 people to that Facebook Messenger so we can communicate via text or audio on that Messenger. And that's
Okay. Okay. So it's either text or messaging on Messenger. Okay.
Exactly. It's either voice or text. Absolutely. Or silly emojis. Yes. Absolutely. Okay. Anybody else? One more quick beeline. I know maybe a new person, and then we'll wrap up.
Is there any way to get into one of these ATM Facebook groups to see what goes on and how it works?
After being recruited, sure.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, Jerry, I'll show you. I'll
Thanks.
afterward. I'll show you one of the groups on. It's a new product that gets rid of all the warts on the bottom of the feet, and I just want to see if you're open if I can add you to that group. I'm just kidding.
Yes, you could. I have a hard time walking for all the warts on the bottom of my feet.
Who knew? Who knew? I couldn't think of anything goofy enough. But we're turning in the World Changer group. I got to practice what I preach. We're launching a whole new World Changer group for people that are in network marketing. So I'm going to do the same thing with the training system. All right. You guys have a blessed day. Amy, Alyssa, thank you for your contribution in the text. She says, great call. Great to have Angel on here. You guys are rock stars. Kim Challen, I love you. You are the biggest rock star to me, of course. And I love all you World Changers. I really believe there's going to be, I don't know if y'all have been feeling this, but I feel pretty dang proud and excited to be in network marketing right now where, things are going to change with challenges in America right now, right? Potentially. But it's kind of cool that we kind of can keep going. We can kind of keep going somewhat with this right here and just using this as our tool. We don't have to Denny. Me and Kim used to meet at Denny's one-on-one all day with people in 1993. Every day, Denny's. I had no money for coffee or food, but we found a way to butter up to the waitress. And anyways, things had changed. That wouldn't
Hey,
work.
Tom,
Yeah.
I've got one question.
Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. My little sister.
Are you and Kim and Lisa ready for a bunch of inbox messenger groups? I'm about to add y'all to a bunch of groups.
You know what?
Open up that can of worms.
That's such a wicked laugh that I love and I'd embrace, to be honest.
Bring it on, Amy. Bring it on.
Don't worry, sister.
Lisa wasn't. Hey, Lisa, and you need to hammer Amy on this too. No, Amy, you got to put Lisa in that too, Amy. So we
I
found
mentioned Lisa. She's on there.
we found out Lisa wasn't doing this yesterday, and I'm like, Lisa, leverage people like this, and we're gonna rock, and you can tag team with other people to help you enroll. And it doesn't have to be a guru anymore. We're not a guru. Like Amy says, you don't have to build this kumbaya rapport anymore. And look, I've been teaching it for 10 years. With that said, don't ever listen to a trainer that tells you you shouldn't learn how to kumbaya, meaning go deep with connections. You will need that leverage skill if you're not good at it. And I'm just telling you straight, after 10 years, surprisingly, people that think they have good people skills don't necessarily have the connection people skills specifically to cold market prospects. So it is good, and you will need to learn the leverageable skills to get people to follow you through communication. You will. But with that said, because the systems are so simple right now, like Amy was saying, you can go a very far way without having to have that advanced connection inviting skills that we used to have to get people to show up to things. Okay, it's different now, thank goodness. But still learn it. Don't put it under the rug, and you still should be diving into how to win friends and influence people backward, forward, upside down, and memorizing that dang thing. Okay, God bless you. I don't want to end. I'm having so much fun with y'all. I appreciate you guys so much. Let's change the world together and go out there and bless people into your business this week. Put yourself in a bubble. Put yourself in a bubble. If you're fearful, it's a lie. If you're overthinking it, stop and just get in a zone and bless people by inviting, sharing, enrolling, and doing it 70% of the time. God bless you guys.
Thank you, Tom. God bless.
Thank you.
Thank you, Angel. You're amazing. Jerry, what's so funny, Elise? Come on. Wait, no one go anywhere.
Wait, I'm staying on for this.
Hang on, Elise. What you got, girl? Barbara Bush wants to know too. By the way, welcome to the World Changers, Elise. Is it Elise or Elisa? Please correct me, sis.
I'm unmuting. My daughter's laughing at me because she's watching. She's like, why don't you just talk instead of type? She's just sitting here watching the expressions on my face and cracking up. I'm like, because I'm just here as an observer. Like, I just want to type. So anyway, great call for sure.
You're usually the speaker, but you will be. Don't worry. We need your knowledge too. People need to be blessed by what you've learned over the industry. So how old's your daughter?
Yeah. Thank you. Awesome.
How old's your daughter?
She's 18.
Is she on TikTok?
She's a very big YouTube influencer.
What does she do?
I learn from her every day.
What does she do? What's her niche?
She started her channel 6 years ago talking about bunnies and Bath and Body Works products, and now she's a lifestyle person. Like she works with brands like Gymshark and Sephora and Hollister, and yeah, it's pretty cool.
Well, I can't wait for her to meet I have two 18-year-old daughters and a 20-year-old.
Awesome. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
That's great. Girl. So when we go to the next World Changer, whatever, we're doing a big, by the way, real quick, hopefully, we're doing a big World Changer event. We found the awesome spot in Puerto Vallarta. And our last trip, we're going to go to Punta Mita, most likely, or Sayulita, which is like most exotic, fun part of Mexico that we've ever found.
Wow.
It's our favorite spot. So we're going to do a fun thing up there and bring all our family.
Very cool. Even more reason to blow this up.
Come on.
Is the event in May still scheduled, or has that been changed?
We're probably, okay, I'll just give you the announcement right now. We're setting up a virtual system right now where we're bringing in speakers, and we're going to do it through Zoom. And if you have a ticket for May or an event with us, we're going to probably postpone it just to be safe right now. Most likely we're going to be doing that because, so we have a virtual training. We're going to be doing a virtual event.
No, that makes sense. I mean, my company just canceled convention and that was in June. So
Your company doesn't have that many people go to convention, do they?
over 50,000 people
You know what?
worldwide.
You guys need to get into some momentum already and step the dang thing up. Catch up to us. Just kidding.
No, but they changed it to an online convention. So it's not canceled.
Wow.
They just changed it to a virtual convention. And they have, I mean, the announcement came out yesterday. And so anybody who knows who my company is and knows me, well, if you haven't heard it already, go to the leadership Facebook page and check it out. But they did some amazing flexing and they're doing it all virtually. And anyone can get a virtual ticket. It's awesome.
In fact, yeah, I love that. And by the way, for all you know, I know Christine's company, and her company's rocking, one of the biggest companies in the world. And yeah, wait till you see the format that we have. I think it's going to deliver very high level training with all the different speakers that we have lined up already. So it's going to be fun. All right.
I believe it, Tom.
Huh?
I believe it. I've been to your events. They're awesome.
Thank you so much. You're going to be speaking one day. We need to get you in massive momentum, Christine.
Yes. Since I'm working from home, I'm expecting that to happen.
Good, as long as you have enough toilet paper.
Yes, we do.
We're doing a TikTok today about that, except we're going to we didn't get toilet paper. We're just going to use the hose.
I really think you need to start that network marketing toilet paper company like Stat. I would totally invest.
I know, isn't that funny? That was 8 years ago we did that as a spoof because of that company Visalis that was giving away. Anyways, you guys got to go watch that on my, go type in MLM toilet paper company Tom Challen on YouTube if you guys want to kill some brain cells. God bless you guys. I do have to officially go because I don't want to keep you guys on forever. I love you guys. Bye-bye.